Hello everyone. Welcome to this video on how to create an elegant report in Bold Reports. In this video, I will show you how to apply styles to the already created report using its basic properties, alignment, borders, background, and font. To begin with, I open the Bold Reports Designer to access a designing environment, either the Web Report Designer or Desktop Report Designer. I am going to use the Web Report Designer in the report server for this demo. Now, let me open the sales order report, which is already available in the report server. It is also available in GitHub, and the link is provided in the description below. First, I am going to start with the alignment. Alignment is essential in designing reports because it helps create a sensible structure to the layout of a report. Aligning of numbers and currencies to the right side of the column and proper spacing between text and other elements makes the report easily readable and creates a visual connection between them as a whole. First, I am going to align the sales order text box in the header. I click the Properties icon in the Configuration panel. Then click Alignment. The alignment properties are displayed. Text alignment is a paragraph formatting attribute that determines the appearance of the text in a whole paragraph. Clicking the drop-down button displays the different options available. If I change the text alignment property to the right, it will align all the text to the right. The left and the default text alignment property have the same functionality. Next, I change the text alignment property to center, which will align all the text to center. For this demo, I am going to select center. Next, I will change the text alignment of product number, product, and tracking number columns in the table by selecting the columns and changing it to left. Next, change the text alignment of sales number, quantity, unit price, and total columns in the table to right. In the same way, format the value row. To add vertical alignment to the sales order text box, click the drop-down button and different options will be displayed. When I click the middle vertical alignment, all the text will be aligned to the middle. Bottom aligns text to the bottom. Top and default have the same functionality. When I click top, all texts are aligned to the top. I am going to select middle. Next is padding. Padding refers to the spacing around the text. You can pad your text from the left, right, top, and bottom. I am going to use the same sales order text box to apply padding. Click the numeric drop-down button, which allows you to increase or decrease the value inside the value box. In left padding, when increasing the value, this space on the left side of the text increases. When you decrease the value, the space decreases. I change the value to 7.680. In right padding, when increasing the value, this space on the right side of the text increases. When I decrease the value, it decreases. I change that to 8.500. When padding towards the top, click the Increase Numeric button and the space above the text increases, moving the text downwards. When I decrease the value, the space at the top of the text decreases and the text moves upwards. Here, I change it to 1.920. When padding towards the bottom, click the Increase Numeric drop-down button and the space at the bottom of the text increases, moving the text upwards. When I decrease the value, this space at the bottom decreases and the text moves downwards. I am going to use 4.500. Writing mode refers to how a text is displayed. Clicking the drop-down button will display the different options. When I click Rotate 270 and preview it, the text will be rotated at an angle of 270 degrees. The horizontal option has the same functionality as the default option. I am going to choose horizontal. When I preview the report, the changes that I made to the text will be seen. Next, moving on to borders. Borders help to separate sections of a report. First, select the area you want to add a border to. Border options are listed under the Appearance properties. There are border styles, color, and weight. Let me start with the border color. Border color specifies the color of the border, and when I click the drop-down button, you will see the color picker displaying various colors. I select gray and click Apply. The selected color is displayed. Border weight refers to the thickness of the border. When I increase the value in the value box, the weight of the border increases. When I decrease, the weight decreases. I am going to use 1.933. Next is the border style. The border style specifies what type of border to display. I am going to apply border style to the table. Clicking the drop-down button displays dashed, dotted, double, none, and solid. I click dash and a series of short line segments are displayed as the border of the table. Next, I click dotted and a series of dots is displayed. The double option displays two solid lines. When I choose none, no borders will be applied. Click on the solid option and a single solid line will be applied. I am going to use solid. The next property is the background color. The background color allows you to add a background to the selected report items. I will show you how to apply background colors to different text boxes of the report. First, I apply a background color to the header and the text box containing sales order, and move to the background color option in the Appearance property. Click the drop-down button, and the color picker is displayed with various colors. I select sky blue and click Apply. The background color is applied. Then choose the order ID, billing date, order date, purchase order, shipment method, billing address, shipping address, contact and its values text boxes. And I change the value. Looking here, the color input that I entered is applied to the selected text boxes. Next, I select the header row of the table and choose sky blue color. Then click Apply. I will also select a value route to apply alternating row colors to it. Click the icon next to the background property and choose an expression. I add the expression and click OK. Next, I preview my report, and background colors are applied to the report. Finally, I am going to explain the font property. Font is also an essential style while designing your report. Font properties can be found under the basic settings. They are font family, color, size, style, and weight. First, to change the font family, I select the text box containing the sales order. When I click the drop-down button, a list of font family options will be displayed. Select Sego UI and the selected font family is applied. I also need to change the font family of the total price row. For that, I simply select the row and then I choose Sego UI Black, and the font family is changed. Next is the font color. For this demo, I am going to apply white to the header text. I am also going to change the font color of the header row in the table. For that, I select the table header row and then change the font color to white. Let's move to the font size. Font size allows you to increase and decrease the size of the text using the numeric drop-down button. First, I select the text box containing the sales order header text. When I increase the value, the text size increases, and when I decrease, it decreases. I choose 18.512. To change the font style, click the drop-down button and the font style's default, normal and italic will be listed. When I click italic, the text is italicized. Default and normal have the same functionality. I am going to use normal. Next is the font weight. Font weight allows you to change the weight. I will change the font weight of different text boxes. First, I select the text box under Order ID containing an expression. Then click the drop-down button where different options are listed. When I click light, the font weight changes to light. Here, I will select bold. In the same way, I select the billing ID, order date, purchase order, shipment method value text boxes, and change the font weight to bold. See, font weight is applied. Next, I select text boxes displayed under the billing address, shipping address and contact, and change the font weight to bold. And as you can see, font weight is applied. When I preview my report, the report will have updated changes of font that I made in the designer to make it look elegant. In this video, I have shown you how to apply styles to the report. I have provided the blog link in the description below for the steps that were followed in this video while creating a stylish report. If you found this video useful, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos concerning your product. Thanks for watching.